Hello. What's good, guys? Bernd, Jan, Tex Partners. What up, what up? Can everyone hear me? Just fine. Is the music not too loud? Can you see the Bitcoin chart? Hello. Willy, Tasty. Can see the chart. Awesome. In the INJ trade now. Nice. Yes, we see it. Sound is loud and clear. All right. Just gonna wait a couple more minutes. Give it some time. Some people can join. 3 more minutes. Then we'll get started. All right. In the meantime, feel free to leave a like. Can you give Gala update? Yes, we'll do some requests at the end, as usual. See if there's anything interesting out there. Maybe take a live trade if it's worth it. But for now, we're focusing on Bitcoin and INJ. 1 second. All right. Sorry for that. Had a call. So, how's everyone doing? So the sound is clear, that you can see the charts, that's all fine, then we'll get started, I guess. 50 people watching, that's nice. Hello, Alphonse Anrelins, Crypto with Zahid. Joppert, hello, hello. As you asked in the last stream how to pronounce, a lot of people say like inch, as that stands for injective. Oh, okay. Inch. Anything happen now? Still can't retire, Josh, so give me some good setup. We'll get to that in a second. So, first things first. Thanks to Bybit for sponsoring the live streams. The link is in the description, go check it out. I have my own Discord where I post all of my trades, analysis. It's just more organized than on Twitter. On Twitter I give thoughts as well, but it's a little messier there to follow up. In Discord I have separate channels for Bitcoin updates, alt updates and the trades, okay? Also an education channel, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to join the Discord, all you have to do is make a Bybit account. Link is in the description, as I said, so go use that link. If you've used it, you can also link it to CoinMarketMan and get all of those paid features for free, okay? So CoinMarketMan is a platform where you can journal all of your trades, add notes, get your equity curves, analytics, stuff like that. All right, you can also get up to $30,000 in bonuses, deposit bonus, if you use the link in the description. So those three things, simply by using the link, so it's worth it. Send me a message on Discord or on Twitter with your UID, and then we'll sort things out, okay? Also, if you enjoy the content I share in general, please just feel free to leave a like on this live stream, okay? Helps me a lot. Subscribe to my YouTube, okay? I would really appreciate that. Now, let's talk Bitcoin, right? And other coins after, I guess. But starting off with Bitcoin. Where were we from the last video? So we were long here, right? We said this was still the sweep. We didn't sweep last week's Monday high, which is resting here. Let me remove the risk reward tool. All right, so we didn't sweep Monday high here and we nuked for the lows again. What did that mean? Even more liquidity resting to the upside, okay? Downside liquidity swept into OTE, lining up with local demand, sideways price action that led to the pump, okay? Price came back there, swept it, we longed down here, sorry, down here, great entry. Then over the weekend we had some chop, swept local highs, swept local lows, and now finally we're seeing a breakout, okay? Well, breakout, a low time frame breakout at least. Now, so what did I say in the previous video? I moved, so my stop was initially at break even, but I moved it back to its original position, okay? Why was that? Just want to give you a view on why I moved it back down, right? So the reason I moved it initially to break even, so to here, was because we were going into the weekend and I didn't want to manage. It's just as simple as that. Could do whatever it wanted, ended up doing barely anything. But what was the real invalidation for this long ID? Well, below here, okay? Which is also why when we were trading down here or even here, I could still see us go for those lows once more, maybe even towards all the way here, okay? So like 26.1, 26.2. So clean sweep, trap those longs, well, stop out those longs once more and trap shorts down here again, thinking that we go for 25k and then reclaim these key levels again and then send to Monday high. Or what we also said was If it goes from here, so be it. We'll still be in, okay? But what was the general point of this consolidation? That liquidity was resting higher, okay? So we are still in from here. Haven't taken any profit yet. To be honest, what I'm looking for is at least a sweep of this, but I think we need to sweep last week's Monday high at the very least, okay? I think that's where the most amount of stops are going to be resting. So what I'm looking for here is ideally for us to hold above this area, okay? Maybe sweep this local low once more. Okay, so low time frame we have this wick. So can go for that once more and then boom and send to the highs. Okay, but yeah, if you just take a quick look at a cleaner chart with less levels, so let's remove all of these. There we go. And take a look at the daily. This starts looking more and more to me like a sweep of this key liquidity, just like we did down here. Well, let's say down here, okay? Quick wick below, boom, trap shorts. Now it's just consolidating on top of this range low with unswept highs resting above us. So just from a clear chart marking out just a few key levels, you can already see where I'm coming from, right? Quick look at OTE from the latest swing to the down move. Where's OTE coming in? Right at the confluence area of supply resting up here, right above this key high, okay? Which is why I posted it in the Discord as well this morning, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin does something like this, then sends more, boom, all the way into 28.8 and then sees a dip again, or just continues to range, okay? But in my opinion, for now, the local draw on liquidity is still resting higher. We've barely taken any highs on this most recent move. Was a nice move, but that's what I said on Twitter. Barely anything happened, okay? If you zoom out on the daily, as you can see, barely anything happened. So I could see the daily close around these levels, and then tomorrow maybe a small dip, a sweep again. So say the daily closes here, then tomorrow small dip into here, maybe, so something like this, and then full send to 28k. Okay, what invalidates all of this? Well, to be honest, ideally I would want this to hold, but for me, I could still see this do something like this, sweep the lows, like I said initially, sweep the lows once more, and then reclaim and go for the liquidity up there. Now, will I close my my long if we break below this? Well, it's pretty simple. If we sweep this last week's Monday high before we go for the lows, so if we do this and then go all the way back here, then the chances of us breaking lower are higher than if we would leave the last week's Monday high unswept. So if we leave this high intact, okay, and go for the lows, what would that mean? Still more liquidity resting to the upside. So then I'd likely hold and still target that last week's Monday high. Does that make sense? So that's pretty much what I'm watching. So like I said, if we do this and break back below here, I'll definitely take some off at the sweep of Monday high. Well, last week's Monday high, and go from there, okay? So any questions about Bitcoin, or is everything clear? As you can see, this target, you now see where I'm coming from, right? Liquidity resting above there. but I'll take profit along the way, right? So take some off at Monday high if we get there, obviously. Take some off here, and then maybe keep some in case we run a lot higher. It's clear, clear. All right, perfect. Is it possible to pump up without sweeping local lows? Anything is possible, my man. So yes, why not? All right, next one up. We entered a trade this morning. Posted the exact setup in the Discord. This one, Inch, I'll call it. So yeah, let me get the chart quickly. Okay. Just to give you a view where the trade came from, right? So I started off on the daily key levels resting here and then the swing high here. Okay, so clean range resting there. Then what lines up with the range low is this daily order block. Okay, so we deviated below the lows, reclaim, retest, and now seeing a pump back up higher. Okay, so that's where the general idea of our bias comes from. So from the daily range, low, high, deviation, reclaim, retest. Okay, and that was enough for me to look at the lower time frames and look for entry triggers there. Okay, so low time frame, what did we have? Low time frame range, highs, lows, local lows swept, boom, reclaim, retest, and then looked like it was about to pump. Okay, so entered there, as you can see. Just marked out OTE to give me an idea on where local resistance would be resting. I did already take some off on the sweep of these highs, right? So I took off 1/3, and I'm holding the rest. Okay, invalidation for this still below there, but you could trail stops below there, in my opinion. If it gets below there, I likely will get out. Okay, so I don't like it if it breaks back below there. But for now, I mean, 4 hour didn't close too bad. As you can see, we saw some continuation. Now it's dipping a little again, because yeah, Bitcoin's dipping a little as well, but that's fine. As long as we hold above this area, I think this can manage to push higher. First, second target area, OTE area. So above these local highs here, right, into this OTE area. So that's the area where I'll take off some more. If we sweep these, probably at 7.15, somewhere around there, take 1/3 off, and then maybe trail stops even more aggressively and take it from there. Okay, like I said, for now I'm holding this 2/3 still in. If it retests this, that's all fine. If it breaks below here and starts ranging here again, then I'll likely get out. Okay, but you get the idea, you get where I'm coming from. So yeah, that's simple trade, clean invalidation. If we broke back below here, then this structure into this high time frame key level would be invalidated. And yeah, from there it's up to the market. I believe ARB has a smaller setup like Inch. I'll take a look in a second. Okay. So for Bitcoin on this dip, I mean, I could see a dip all the way in here and then still be bullish, but don't really want to see a retrace of this whole move, right? So if it gets to, let's say, down here, that wouldn't be a good sign. At the same time, like I posted this morning, I wasn't really trusting this because I don't know, it felt like a lot of buys were coming in and we were barely moving price from up here. But yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see how the daily closes and see from there. If the daily closes up here, I still think there's a good chance that we go for last week's Monday high. But otherwise, I mean, the longer we stay here, you can see this up, consolidate, straight back down. So I'll be careful. And if I see low time frame exhaustion, I'll probably get out and wait for the next setup. It's as simple as that. Did you stop longing? Nope, I'm still in. But I'm watching closely how this acts here. Okay, ARB. Yeah, we retested this high time frame range low, which we swept here, right? Now saw some upside, but I wouldn't be longing up here, to be honest. If I were to long this, it would probably be down here, or even on the sweep of this, something like this, or this. Yeah, Bitcoin is nuking now, huh? Let's see. But yeah, I don't like how this swept these low time frame highs, right, into this former resistance area. But if we hold above this gray area, or even the higher time frame demand, which is resting there, right, as long as we hold above there, could still see this push higher towards here as a first target. Okay, clean support all the way here, which will likely turn into resistance, also sitting right above these clean highs here and here. So that would be the main target for longs on this. But like I said, I don't like longing this up here. If you're in longs from lower, then I understand why you would hold longs, but unless you got those, I would stay out for now. To be honest, I'd stay out of most things right now with the look of Bitcoin. Like, it's decision time right now. Either we're gonna snap back down all the way to last week's Monday low again, or we're gonna hold here and probably go for another leg. It's one of those two, so it's pretty uncertain what's going to happen. So be careful rushing into anything, honestly. Okay. Let's do Gala. What an ugly chart. But key lows, key highs, high time frame, low time frame. Nah, I don't like this move. You see how we swept this aggressively and instantly snapped back down, retest and then sold off. Now retesting former consolidation again. I'd wait for a lower sweep on this, something like, honestly, all of these lows, and then a proper sweep and then a reclaim, and then we can talk about higher. But for now, looks like garbage. Invalidation. If we reclaim, let's say this area, then we can start talking about longs again. Right? Consolidation, dump, supply, resistance, broke up, support, failed to hold, broke below, retest, sold off. So our key level is gonna be somewhere here. You see resistance, support, resistance. So if it reclaims this and holds, then we can start talking about longing. But until then, nah. Yeah, Pepe is interesting, right? We talked about Pepe in the last stream. We said all of this would be a classic setup where we sweep the lows once more. I would look for longs to target all of this liquidity engineered above all of these lower highs, right? You remember? And then it didn't sweep the lows and we did this, right? So I didn't catch a long on this. I was looking, you can still see the drawing. I wanted a sweep of the lows and then you'd have clean invalidation and the draw would even be bigger to the upside. But now that we got this move, means all of that liquidity, well, not all of it, but most of the liquidity has been taken on that move. So longs are lower probability than if we would have not taken those first. So am I gonna look for longs down there? I don't know. I might if we get a similar pattern, right, where we do something like this, lower high, lower high, lower high, sweep in there, okay, and then see low time frame strength, then I might look for a scalp or a day trade long with invalidation there and target all of the liquidity there. But for now, it just looks like it wants to go for the lows. Right? Especially with this move now. Yeah. Probably something like this, then a bounce, maybe sweep some highs and then lower. But for now, nothing to see here. And then CFX was another interesting one. I was looking to long this all the way down here, but I wanted one more sweep. If you see on the hourly, I was watching it literally down here, but I didn't like how this candle had a flat bottom, right? And swept this and closed below. So what I wanted to see here was one more dip, something like this, and then I'd look for a long and keep my invalidation probably pretty wide below there and target the highs up here. Would have been a beautiful setup, but yeah, obviously, as you can see, didn't get that sweep. See, 2.2R would have been beautiful, but never got the sweep, so never entered. And yeah, right now, like I said, missed some setups. But it's important to know when the setup, like if price now returns to the area, you could ask yourself, why don't you enter then? Well, because everything has changed. We have now taken all of these highs, so the draw on liquidity isn't clearly to the upside anymore. If we would now break back towards these lows, we could have enough strength to the downside and enough momentum to just break below all of it and go for all of these lows. While if we wouldn't have gotten this move, then we would have gotten a massive amount of stops resting to the upside, which then gives you the clean draw on liquidity to the upside and a higher probability for your trade. But that's not the case anymore. So yeah, just being patient with this one until something better shows up. Yeah, we'll see. Local lows there. This is clean Bybit chart. My other chart is on Binance because that one had more data. But you see, I want to see this area in general hold, to be honest, especially this. Right, so you could trail your stops. Yeah, keep it below there. Right now it's down there, I think. Yeah, it's there. Could trail stops there. Like if it doesn't hold this consolidation that led to the break above these highs, then I'd probably get out, because then this, we can't forget that we still have these clean lows. Below there. You see how the mid-range lines up beautifully with that area I just discussed, and this key level as well. So stops below range mean. If it's bullish and it's a range breakout, then your range mean, at least your range mean should hold, okay? So invalidation on longs below range mean. If it falls back within the range and even falls below range mean, then it's just a classic range play from the highs, sweep, boom, to the lows. And then maybe look for the sweep there and look for longs there again. But remember what I just said. Now, at that point, it would have taken the highs to the upside, so no clean draw on liquidity to the upside. While the setup I took today, around here, we didn't sweep this high, we didn't sweep that high. So the draw on liquidity was clearly to the upside. Okay? Leave a like if you enjoy, guys. Let's try to get it up to 50 likes at least. I'll do ID update now. Yeah, we were watching this one in the Discord as well. Because this consolidation was pretty clean, right? But then, and I said, if I see bullish price action into there, I might look for a long. But now that we've come this close to all of these lows, I don't really like it anymore. So what I'd rather wait for on this one would be something like this, a sweep, right, of these lows along with all of this liquidity, and then a proper reclaim, and then look for, even if it's just a, how do you call it, a bear market rally, or however you want to call it, back into clean resistance, right? This would be a beautiful play, in my opinion. Hold on, let me draw that out a little cleaner. Boom, you got yourself a range. The lows, where we got a decent bounce. The highs. Oops. At the mid-range, as you can see at the moment, right, lining up with beautiful low time frame supply. So give me that sweep. Hold on, let me mark out these as well. Oof, this would be beautiful. I'm gonna keep a close eye on this one. So let's remove this for now. So give me that low time frame sweep of these lows, right? Reclaim, look for longs, invalidation below the low, or enter there. But yeah, you don't have any data from below this area. So it's difficult to choose your invalidation then, which is why I would like this play more. But anyways, long, invalidation, target, opposite side of the range, draw on liquidity. If we sweep the lows from here, above there, above here, all the way up into high time frame key level, key supply, okay? And even then, this could just look like a horrible chart, but it's not because the chart looks horrible or because we're in a bear market that you can't catch nice swing longs, right? So, and that would be a classic play where it goes for the lows, sweeps them, and then sees a clean rally just into key resistance, right? But that would be beautiful. Let me read the chat for a second. Blur, I'll do blur in a second. I have to watch later on. Thanks for coming, man. Please tell the token name because I can't see on my mobile phone. All right, let's do blur. Oops. Woo! Holy damn. This one got a clean range from lows to highs. Yeah, clean pump from range lows, right, from this consolidation. Same thing could happen with Bitcoin. It's a good example. Sweep the lows. This got a smaller sweep, but Bitcoin wicked below, right? So it looks like this. Then consolidate, boom, pump. And even if it's bearish, right, it will most likely take key liquidity above the opposite side of this consolidation, at least to trap more people, right? Stop out more people and then go for the lows. So would I be looking for longs on this here? Probably not. Why? Because it's been just dumping, then started ranging. A big reason, because it swept the highs, right? Retests. It's beautiful. Then broke below range mean, back to the lows, consolidate, and now it's seeing some upside. But all it's doing is sweeping low time frame liquidity above the highs, with clean liquidity resting below the lows. So this looks more like a short setup to me, with invalidation above range mean and target a lot lower than a long setup. Make sense? So yeah, I would definitely wouldn't be rushing into longs up here because it just swept key liquidity and has clean lows to the downside. If you're bullish on this and would look for a setup, I'd at least wait for a retest of this area. Likes, let's go. So, anything else? What are your thoughts on VET? Let's see. Oops. Weekly range Low to high. Oof. Yeah, not looking too great. Yeah, I don't like this high time frame range where, because lower high, so you could argue more liquidity to the upside, but then we should have rallied, in my opinion, from these lows. We just swept them, I know, but I would wait for a higher time frame break in market structure again to look for longs. I mean, look at this chart, just looks horrible, doesn't it? Swept these highs, right? So lower high, lower low, swept the highs, low, lower high, lower low. I don't know, maybe low time frame squeezes, but then down again. Don't like this. It's ugly, ugly as fuck. They're nuking Bitcoin, yeah. Litecoin, whew. I like Litecoin. I posted about it last week. I said this structure, in my opinion, looks pretty bullish. Resistance, higher low into demand, resistance, higher low, swept some lows, right? If this manages to get back against here, I could see this breakout and rally all the way up to 140, that area, as a next target, as you can see here. But if you want low time frames, let's check. Yeah, clean daily range as well here, low time frame daily range. So could go for some lows first. Something like this maybe. Sweep some lows, reclaim, and then go for the highs. That would be beautiful. So keeping your stops down here, risky play in my opinion. But if it sweeps them and reclaims, man, I might look for a long. It's a key level, by the way. Look at price action around this level. Yeah, I could even take this one. Resistance, support, support, resistance, support, support, deviation, resistance, reclaim. Now sweep the lows in there. Boom, long. Invalidation. Target. Something like this. But I'm pretty bullish on Litecoin. GMT. Oof. Posted this a couple months ago in the Discord. After this deviation that we were targeting these highs, played out nicely. But now, whew, looks dead. I don't know, man. I'd wait for a reclaim above this. Lines up with clean low time frame supply. Yeah. Just wicked into supply from here. So likely goes for the lows again. A lot of altcoins look like they want to go for the lows again. So to be honest, Bitcoin might as well. Right, so see a big capitulation. And that's where you want to do business. But I might be wrong. Some of them are looking amazing, you know. You've got to find the ones that are the most bullish, obviously. That's also why I longed this one, because it was one of the better looking coins. ARB, Aptos. What's this doing? Yeah. Also at range lows, but I don't like how this happened. You see? It's a played out range. Lows, highs. Let's see where mid-range is coming in. Yeah, it's right at range mean. So it could just be a continuation range, right? Where we sweep the lows, sweep the highs, retests, and then... But anyways, it was sitting at support, squeezed higher, but right now I wouldn't be rushing into anything, honestly. Atom. Oops. Yeah. Never like when something does this, where it's consolidating at support at your key level or at your area of interest for this long. Usually means that we eventually break below. Like, then I would have wanted to see continuation from here. Because that was the sweep of this. Local sweep, quick wick, boom, continuation to the highs. But it failed. So this probably... goes lower. Let's see the weekly. I mean, it's still at weekly demand, so... If this area holds, if you see a weekly wick below there, just lower into this area and then bullish reaction, then that could mean back to these highs and these highs. But until then, probably better ones out there. Like, why would you trade this if you can trade coins with much cleaner price action, you know? Doesn't make any sense. If a setup, if a chart looks ugly, just leave it. What about Inch still holding? Yes. 1/3 out, the rest still holding for now. But I'm likely going to trail my stops after the live to where it's at right now, here. So it was initially below there, gonna trail it there. But I'm watching Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is gonna nuke lower, I'll probably just get out. There's a bit of hype regarding the metaverse coins after Apple announced it's releasing their VR headset next week. What do you mean? Have a look at Magic Alumatic. Matic we did in the previous one, right? And I said it's looking horrible on the lower time, on the higher time frames, but could see low time frame squeezes. Where is it? Matic. Yep. Right. So could see this, like, as long as this is below this blue area, I think this goes lower. But I could, of course, see this and then lower, or lower from here, right? But until we reclaim this, this looks horrible in my eyes. Per USDT. Ooh. Coins like this, you just wait for the breakout or the sweep. It looks like Link, you know? If you check Link, you see? And on these ones, you either wait for this reclaim, look for longs there. Like Link hasn't done that either, you know? If you have these lows, obviously. If you've done it, then that changes everything. But with all these lows, wait for a sweep, reclaim, look for longs there, or wait for the breakout and the weekly close above key resistance. And in that case, you either take the highest weekly close, for example, from all of these. So weekly close above there, buy the retest, target these highs and former high time frame key resistance at 8.3 approximately. Or you wait for the lows. Yeah, we covered Pepe already. Do you think ETH will outperform Bitcoin next bull run? I have no clue. And I don't really care, you know. ETH Bitcoin, talked about it quite a lot, but it hasn't done anything for the past 2 or 3 years, I think. Yeah, 2 years of ranging. But this still looks good, and I could still see this go higher. Oof, don't like this weekly close though. This weekly open. You see, no wick to the downside. Usually not a good sign. But what I did say is high time frame. I want to see a reclaim of these two mid ranges. If it gets back above there, closes a weekly strong right here, then the retest is a long, in my opinion, targeting initially range high. And from there, could finally see a breakout. But yeah, I mean, it's been ranging for this long. Whoever knows what's going to happen, you know. But that's what I want to see. A break above these mid-ranges. RDNT. This one? What's this? Is this new? Never really heard of it. Ooh, new. All right. Let's see. Binance has more. Hold on. Gonna use the Binance chart. Or is there one with even more? Yeah, Qcoin. Ooh. So daily, this is where it all started from, right? Where we started pumping from, the consolidation, the sweep, then came back to the area, made clean lows, pumped from there, then took the lows, retest upside, now retesting sort of again. Low time frame range. It's an ugly one. Yeah, I just take it from here to the highs. Take this one. And what you want to see then, ideally, is one more sweep. Boom. Just like the others I said. And then look to long it there and target the highs. So one more sweep into, let's say, 0.274. And then to that high and this high. Into former key resistance. Not looking for much more. If we reclaim these, then it's off to these highs. Let's add it to my RDNT USDT. Yeah, makes sense. Hey, no worries. I watch your old live streams, George. They are very helpful for range trading and education stuff. Hey, glad to hear, man. You're welcome. Nasdaq. I never analyzed this, to be honest. Yeah, it's sitting at key high time frame resistance, I think. But you know what? I mostly watch the S&P, and the S&P hasn't done what this has done. This has swept high time frame highs, while the S&P hasn't. I've posted this chart couple days, I think, or weeks maybe ago. Said that as long as we held above this range mean, it was when we were ranging in this low time frame range, right? So here, so somewhere around here. Said as long as we stay above here, that I'm targeting this range high. And then we can start talking about sweeping range high, right? Breaking back below and then going for some lows again. Maybe all the way back down to here. But this has swept the highs again, so yeah. Could be that they're topping out, but I think they run a little bit higher, maybe into this monthly order block, right? Something like that. So do this, one more sweep and then break below. And then go for here and here. All right, cool. So exactly monthly OB I'm waiting for. All right, I'm gonna hop off. I hope you enjoyed. Gave my thoughts. You know my thoughts. Be careful rushing into anything at this moment, because yeah, Bitcoin pumped. We left some lows. The delta on high block, by the way, flipped to green. So be careful, you know. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Would be nice if this sees another leg. Close some more there. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll probably do another live stream this week, so stay tuned. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't, if you don't already, but I doubt that. But give it a sub on YouTube as well. Like the live stream, 62 likes. That's amazing so far. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate all you guys commenting on my stuff. That's what I do it for. I hope I can help some of you getting better at this stuff. That's what I'm here for. So yeah, let's get it, guys. Okay, see you in the next one. Peace.